The bright lights of Hollywood dazzle like stars, casting an illusion of perfection over a world filled with glamour and fame. Beneath the red carpets and flashing cameras lies a darker truth, an obsession with beauty that consumes countless lives. In this relentless industry, the pressure to appear flawless can drive celebrities to extremes, undergoing dangerous transformations in a desperate bid to stay relevant. But the cost of these changes often runs deeper than scars. These are not just stories of altered appearances, but tragic journeys of emotional pain, mental health battles, and untimely loss. Let's explore 17 haunting cautionary tales. Joan Rivers rose to fame as a fearless, sharp-witted comedian, breaking barriers in a male-dominated industry. With her biting humor and candid honesty, she captivated audiences on television and Broadway stages, earning accolades, including an Emmy for The Joan Rivers Show. Joan became a pioneer, inspiring generations of women in comedy. However, the pressures of fame took a toll behind the scenes. Joan feared growing old in front of the world. As a result, her journey into cosmetic procedures began modestly, just a facelift to appear fresher on camera. Yet over time, subtle enhancements evolved into an obsession. With the advent of more advanced beauty treatments and unrelenting scrutiny from the press, Joan underwent a staggering 348 surgeries. Each wrinkle she tried to erase was a reminder of the relentless expectations placed on women in entertainment. She openly admitted her insecurities, saying, "I can't let myself grow old in front of the world. Every wrinkle feels like a failure." The surgeries dramatically altered her appearance, leading tabloids to brand her a plastic doll and a surgery monster. The cruel ridicule only deepened her insecurities, creating a vicious cycle that kept her trapped in an endless quest for physical perfection. The emotional pain of her personal life compounded her struggles. After the tragic suicide of her husband, Edgar Rosenberg, Joan was consumed with guilt, blaming herself for his death. She buried her grief in work and, heartbreakingly, in more surgeries, believing she could somehow escape the inner torment through physical change. These transformations, however, strained her relationships and left her feeling increasingly isolated. She often lamented that she had forgotten what her real face even looked like. The physical toll on her body was severe. Years of procedures caused complications, including nerve damage and chronic pain. In one instance, Joan lost a major film role due to her overly artificial appearance, a devastating blow that she turned into comedy material for her stand-up performances. Despite the pain, she never lost her drive to entertain, gracing red carpets with fierce confidence in her final years. In 2014, tragedy struck when Joan Rivers died following complications from a routine throat procedure. Her passing shocked the world and left a profound void in comedy. Yet, her story remains a somber reminder of the heavy price of perfection in Hollywood. Anna Nicole Smith's life was a whirlwind fairy tale that spiraled into tragedy. Born Vicki Lynn Hogan in a small Texas town, she worked as a waitress, dreaming of a better life. Her beauty and charisma caught the attention of Hugh Hefner, and she soon graced the pages of Playboy, becoming Playmate of the Year in 1993. Anna's stunning looks and curvaceous figure earned her modeling contracts with brands like Guess, where she was dubbed the modern-day Marilyn Monroe. Hollywood doors opened, and she quickly became a pop culture sensation. However, the pressures of fame were relentless. After giving birth to her first son, Daniel, Anna struggled to maintain her iconic image. Media scrutiny over her fluctuating weight and appearance led her down a dangerous path of drastic measures: diet pills, liposuction, and surgeries. These efforts soon gave way to a crippling addiction to painkillers and sedatives. The once radiant star began to unravel, becoming a target of ridicule. Tabloids branded her a Hollywood disaster, mocking her erratic behavior and personal troubles. Her life grew more turbulent after her marriage to billionaire J. Howard Marshall U. Their 63-year age gap made the union a public spectacle, with many accusing Anna of being a gold digger. When Marshall died shortly after their marriage, a bitter legal battle erupted between Anna and his family over his vast fortune. The years of litigation drained her emotionally and financially, intensifying her instability. The most devastating blow came in 2006, when her son Daniel tragically died of an overdose just days after Anna gave birth to her daughter, Danielyn. The loss shattered her. Overcome with grief, she became increasingly reclusive and reliant on prescription medication to cope. Public appearances showed a broken woman, often tearful or visibly intoxicated. Anna Nicole's story came to a heartbreaking end on February 8, 2007, when she was found unresponsive in a Florida hotel room. An accidental overdose of prescription drugs claimed her life at just 39 years old. Her death left the world mourning a woman whose beauty, fame, and vulnerability drew both adoration and scorn. Today, her tragic journey serves as a cautionary tale about the destructive pressures of celebrity and the high cost of maintaining an impossible image. Michael Jackson was a musical prodigy who became one of the most influential artists of all time. Rising to fame as a child with his brothers in the Jackson 5, Michael's talent and stage presence quickly set him apart. By the 1980s, he had revolutionized the music industry with his solo career, delivering iconic albums like Thriller, Bad and Dangerous. Songs like Billie Jean, Beat It, and Thriller made him a global phenomenon. His signature dance moves, including the legendary moonwalk, captivated audiences worldwide. At the height of his fame, Michael Jackson was the ultimate superstar, embodying creativity, charisma, and boundless energy. However, beneath the glittering success, Michael battled deep insecurities and trauma that stemmed from his childhood. His father, Joe Jackson, was infamously strict and verbally abusive, often criticizing Michael's appearance, particularly his nose. These painful experiences haunted him for the rest of his life, instilling a profound discomfort with his own image. By the late 1980s, Michael's physical appearance began to change dramatically. His skin grew noticeably lighter, prompting widespread speculation about skin bleaching. Michael eventually revealed that he had vitiligo, a condition that causes patches of skin to lose pigmentation. To even out his complexion, he opted to fully lighten his skin tone. However, many remained skeptical, accusing him of trying to erase his African heritage. Michael also underwent numerous cosmetic procedures, including several rhinoplasties, which altered his nose to an increasingly delicate shape. Experts estimate he had at least 10 surgeries on his face. His features became sharper, his jaw more pronounced, and his overall appearance increasingly unnatural. Michael's physical transformation became a media obsession. Tabloids labeled him a surgery addict and mocked him with cruel monikers like Wacko Jacko. The relentless scrutiny deeply wounded him. He admitted in interviews that he avoided mirrors, saying, "I always thought I was ugly." The emotional toll of these changes drove Michael into isolation. He retreated to Neverland Ranch, a sprawling estate he hoped would be a sanctuary from the outside world. Yet even within the confines of his home, he struggled to find peace. His personal life faltered, with failed marriages to Lisa Marie Presley and Debbie Rowe. His longing for a stable family was stifled by his inability to escape the public eye. Physically, Michael's repeated surgeries and the pressures of fame left him in chronic pain. To manage both physical and emotional anguish, he relied heavily on painkillers and sedatives. This dependence worsened as he faced financial troubles and legal battles in the 2000s. Despite his declining health, Michael made a triumphant attempt to return to the stage with his planned This Is It tour. However, the immense stress of preparing for the performances exacerbated his reliance on medication. On June 25, 2009, tragedy struck. Michael Jackson suffered cardiac arrest at his Los Angeles home. His death, caused by an overdose of the anesthetic propofol and other prescription drugs, shocked the world. Fans mourned the loss of a musical genius who had inspired generations. Yet Michael's story also serves as a poignant reminder of how fame and personal insecurities can collide in devastating ways. His quest for acceptance and perfection ultimately became a tragic narrative of pain hidden beneath the bright lights of superstardom. Sylvester Stallone became a household name with his legendary roles as underdog boxer Rocky Balboa and relentless war hero John Rambo. Rocky, 1976, which Stallone wrote and starred in, was a cinematic triumph that earned him worldwide acclaim and multiple Academy Award nominations. He followed this success with the Rambo series, establishing himself as a symbol of rugged masculinity and resilience. These roles defined an era of action cinema and catapulted Stallone to superstardom. However, as he aged and faced fierce competition from younger actors like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis, Stallone found himself under pressure to maintain the image of an indestructible action hero. Determined to defy time, Stallone turned to cosmetic procedures, including facelifts and Botox, in an effort to preserve his youthful appearance. Initially subtle, these enhancements became more apparent over the years, with fans and the media noticing the increasing rigidity of his face. Public mockery followed, with tabloids ridiculing him as a plastic doll and a surgery addict. The physical toll of years of intense workouts, stunts, and rumored steroid use also began to manifest. Stallone suffered from chronic joint pain and other health issues associated with extreme physical exertion. Despite his efforts to maintain peak physical condition, the industry's unforgiving standards of appearance continued to weigh heavily on him. Stallone's personal life further complicated his struggles. In 2012, he faced a devastating tragedy when his eldest son, Sage Stallone, passed away at the age of 36 due to heart issues. The loss deeply affected Stallone, who reportedly withdrew from public life for a time to grieve. This tragedy compounded his insecurities and led to further introspection about his career and legacy. Despite the criticism and personal hardships, Stallone's resilience remained unshakable. Like the characters he portrayed, he refused to back down in the face of adversity. He staged a remarkable comeback with the Expendables franchise, embracing his status as a veteran action star and rallying a cast of iconic peers. He also earned critical acclaim for reprising the role of Rocky Balboa in Creed 2015, which reinvigorated the Rocky franchise and earned him a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor. At 77, Stallone may no longer embody the muscle-bound hero of his youth, but his fighting spirit continues to inspire. He has embraced his journey, proving that talent, determination, and resilience can defy even the harshest criticisms. Elvis Presley, known as the King of Rock and Roll, captivated the world with his electrifying voice, charismatic stage presence, and iconic good looks. Rising from humble beginnings in Tupelo, Mississippi, Elvis revolutionized music in the 1950s with hits like Heartbreak Hotel, Hound Dog, and Jailhouse Rock. His provocative, hip-shaking performances earned both adoration and controversy, making him a cultural icon. By the 1960s, he was one of the most recognizable figures in the world, starring in numerous films and performing sold-out concerts. His handsome face, dazzling smile, and signature jumpsuits solidified his place as a symbol of youthful vitality and rebellion. However, the relentless pressure to maintain this image eventually began to take its toll. To sustain his energy during long recording sessions, film shoots, and grueling concert tours, Elvis turned to diet pills and stimulants. These substances, initially prescribed by doctors, became a crutch that helped him manage the intense demands of fame. Over time, his reliance on a dangerous cocktail of medications, including sedatives and painkillers, escalated. Though his performances continued to attract massive audiences, his physical and mental health began to deteriorate. The collapse of his personal life further worsened his condition. In 1973, Elvis divorced Priscilla Presley, a loss that devastated him emotionally. Isolated at his Graceland estate, he became increasingly reclusive, retreating from those closest to him. As his addiction deepened, he struggled with weight gain and chronic health problems. By the mid-1970s, the once slim heartthrob appeared bloated and weary. Fans were shocked by his deteriorating condition, with photos of him in his iconic white jumpsuit revealing a man barely recognizable from his earlier years. Elvis's declining appearance and erratic behavior became fodder for tabloids, which branded him a tragic shadow of his former self. Despite his struggles, he continued to perform, often against the advice of his doctors. His final years were marked by severe health issues, including hypertension, digestive disorders, and chronic heart problems, all exacerbated by his drug use. On August 16, 1977, Elvis Presley was found unresponsive in his Graceland bathroom. He was officially pronounced dead from a heart attack, though subsequent reports pointed to the role of his substance abuse in his untimely demise. His death at the age of 42 shocked the world, leaving millions of fans mourning the loss of a legend. Today, Elvis remains an enduring icon, but his tragic fall from grace serves as a stark reminder of the destructive pressures of fame. Priscilla Presley first entered the spotlight as the teenage bride of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. Their controversial romance began when she was just 14 years old, and by 1967, the couple had married, making her a central figure in Elvis' world. As his wife, Priscilla was constantly under public scrutiny. She was admired for her stunning beauty and elegance, but behind the glamour lay immense pressure to maintain a perfect image as the woman beside a cultural icon. The expectations placed upon her were relentless, both by the media and those within Elvis' inner circle. After their divorce in 1973, Priscilla ventured into her own career, pursuing business and acting opportunities. However, her identity remained closely tied to Elvis, and comparisons to other women in his life intensified her insecurities. Determined to preserve her youthful appearance, Priscilla turned to cosmetic surgery. Initially, she underwent minor procedures such as Botox and facelifts. But in the early 2000s, a botched surgery left her disfigured after an unqualified doctor injected her face with industrial-grade silicone. This procedure caused severe damage, and the media pounced on her altered appearance. Tabloids and gossip columns ridiculed her, branding her as another example of cosmetic surgery gone wrong. The hurtful commentary took a toll on Priscilla's mental well-being, adding to the personal struggles she faced as a single mother and a public figure. Despite the physical and emotional pain, she worked to rebuild her image through corrective procedures while continuing to face judgment for her choices. Amid these challenges, Priscilla took on the responsibility of preserving Elvis' legacy. She played a pivotal role in transforming Graceland into a world-renowned tourist destination, ensuring financial stability for their family and keeping Elvis' memory alive for generations of fans. Her efforts solidified her place as a key figure in rock and roll history, but the pressure to meet impossible beauty standards persisted. Despite the harsh scrutiny, Priscilla has shown remarkable resilience. She continues to advocate for greater awareness of the dangers of unregulated cosmetic procedures while remaining an enduring figure in Elvis' legacy. Her story is one of both triumph and tragedy in the shadow of fame. Marilyn Monroe rose from a troubled childhood to become one of Hollywood's most iconic stars. Born Norma Jean Mortensen, she endured foster care and abandonment before reinventing herself as the glamorous Marilyn Monroe. With her platinum blonde hair, hourglass figure, and irresistible charm, she captured the hearts of millions. Films like Some Like It Hot, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and The 7-Year Itch solidified her status as a sex symbol and one of the most sought-after actresses of her time. Beneath her radiant smile and playful persona, however, Marilyn struggled with deep insecurities and emotional pain. To maintain her image, Marilyn conformed to the brutal standards of Hollywood beauty. Early in her career, she underwent cosmetic enhancements, including a nose job and chin surgery, to refine her features. Additionally, she was subjected to extreme dieting and weight loss regimens. The constant pressure to appear flawless on camera caused significant stress, leading to an unhealthy relationship with food and self-image. Behind the scenes, she also began using amphetamines and sleeping pills to cope with the demands of fame, starting a cycle of dependency that would haunt her for the rest of her life. Marilyn's personal life was equally tumultuous. She longed for love and stability, but faced repeated heartbreak. She married 3 times, first to James Dougherty, then to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio, and finally to playwright Arthur Miller, all of which ended in divorce. Despite their admiration for her, her partners struggled with the pressures of being married to such a public figure. Marilyn's complex relationships, including rumored affairs with powerful figures like John F. Kennedy, became sensational headlines that further exacerbated her mental health struggles. As she aged and her mental health deteriorated, Hollywood began turning its back on her. The media was particularly cruel, portraying her as a fading star incapable of maintaining her success. Studios grew hesitant to hire her due to her increasing unreliability on set, fueled by anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. The woman once adored by millions became a target of ridicule and pity. On August 5, 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead in her Los Angeles home. Officially ruled as a probable suicide, her death from an overdose of barbiturates shocked the world and sparked endless conspiracy theories. Despite her tragic end, Marilyn's legacy as a beauty icon and trailblazer endures. However, her story remains a haunting reminder of the devastating toll that fame, beauty standards, and emotional trauma can take. Melanie Griffith rose to stardom in the 1980s with her critically acclaimed performance in Working Girl, 1988, a role that earned her an Oscar nomination and solidified her status as a Hollywood darling. With her natural beauty, charisma, and emotionally compelling performances, Melanie became a favorite among audiences and directors alike. As the daughter of legendary actress Tippi Hedren, Melanie seemed destined for greatness, and her career flourished with a string of successful films. However, as she aged, Melanie faced intense pressure to maintain her youthful appearance in an industry obsessed with beauty. Fearful of being replaced by younger actresses, she turned to cosmetic procedures, starting with minor enhancements. Over time, however, these interventions escalated, including facelifts, lip fillers, and Botox. The once radiant actress found her features becoming increasingly rigid and artificial, prompting a wave of public scrutiny. Tabloids branded her as a cautionary tale of plastic surgery excess, and her altered appearance overshadowed her talent. Melanie's struggles were not limited to her looks. She had long battled addiction to alcohol and drugs, with stints in rehabilitation throughout her life. Her personal demons, exacerbated by career pressures, deeply impacted her relationships. Her high-profile marriage to actor Antonio Banderas, once celebrated as a Hollywood love story, became strained. Melanie admitted that her insecurities and substance abuse took a toll on their relationship, ultimately leading to their divorce in 2015 after nearly 2 decades together. Public gossip about her deteriorating appearance and personal troubles made her a frequent target of ridicule, contributing to her feelings of isolation and despair. As roles became scarcer and her self-image worsened, Melanie reached a breaking point. However, she refused to let these challenges define her. Through resilience and determination, she sought recovery from addiction, prioritizing her physical and emotional well-being. She gradually moved away from cosmetic procedures and began embracing her natural self. Melanie found solace in her family, particularly her close bond with her daughter, actress Dakota Johnson, star of the 50 Shades of Grey franchise. Today, Melanie Griffith focuses on advocacy and social causes, particularly supporting women facing similar pressures. She remains a symbol of strength, having overcome Hollywood's harsh expectations to reclaim her life on her own terms. Her story is one of survival, self-discovery, and the power of resilience. Cher rose to fame as one half of the iconic duo Sonny and Cher, captivating audiences with her deep, velvety voice and unique fashion sense. Her solo career soared with hits like Believe and If I Could Turn Back Time, cementing her status as a pop culture legend. With her bold, ever-evolving style and confident presence on stage, Cher became both a music and fashion icon, admired for her ability to reinvent herself over the decades. However, behind her success lay a deep fear of aging and fading into obscurity. Determined to preserve her youthful image, Cher turned to cosmetic procedures. She underwent multiple surgeries over the years, including facelifts, rhinoplasty, and cheek implants. Initially, these changes were subtle and enhanced her already striking features. However, as time went on, Cher faced complications from these interventions, including nerve pain and the inability to express emotions naturally. The media fixated on her appearance, with tabloids branding her as surgery addict and cruelly mocking her as a plastic doll. These criticisms, combined with personal heartbreaks, took a heavy toll on Cher's emotional well-being. Her high-profile divorce from Sonny Bono, as well as failed romances with younger men, left her feeling insecure. Cher admitted that the constant pressure to maintain her image and remain desirable strained her self-confidence, pushing her further into the cycle of cosmetic enhancements. Despite the ridicule and setbacks, Cher's resilience and talent never wavered. In 1998, she staged a triumphant comeback with her global hit Believe, which introduced the world to autotune as an artistic effect. The song topped charts worldwide and revitalized her career, proving that she remained a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. She continued to thrive, starring in films like Burlesque and dazzling audiences with her live performances. Cher embraced her journey with newfound confidence, using her platform to challenge societal beauty standards and advocate for self-expression. Her story stands as a testament to her enduring spirit and ability to defy expectations, inspiring generations to embrace their individuality and fight against the pressures of fame and perfection. Jocelyn Wildenstein was once a glamorous figure in New York's elite social scene. Married to billionaire art dealer Alec Wildenstein, she lived a life of extraordinary luxury with opulent mansions, private jets, and a world-renowned art collection. However, behind the glittering facade, Jocelyn faced a troubled marriage plagued by Alec's infidelity. In a desperate attempt to retain his affection, Jocelyn embarked on a journey of extreme cosmetic surgeries, hoping to transform her appearance to fit Alec's reported fascination with feline features. Initially, Jocelyn underwent subtle procedures, but as her insecurities deepened, her surgeries became more drastic. She had multiple eyelid lifts, cheek augmentations, lip enhancements, and continuous facial fillers to achieve a cat-like appearance. The procedures eventually disfigured her face, stripping away her natural beauty. The surgeries caused health complications, including nerve damage and permanent loss of sensation in parts of her face. Instead of admiration, Jocelyn's altered appearance became a symbol of cosmetic surgery excess, drawing relentless public ridicule. The media dubbed her the Catwoman and Surgery Monster, with tabloids cruelly exploiting her image in headlines and jokes. Everywhere she went, Jocelyn was met with harsh stares and whispers. This intense scrutiny pushed her into isolation and prolonged depression. Yet, despite the ridicule, Jocelyn continued undergoing further procedures in an effort to correct the damage. Jocelyn's life unraveled further when her marriage to Alec ended in a highly publicized and tumultuous divorce in 1997. During a heated confrontation, Jocelyn caught Alec with another woman, leading to an altercation where he reportedly brandished a firearm. The scandal dominated headlines, exposing the darker aspects of their relationship. Jocelyn secured a staggering $2.5 billion divorce settlement, along with annual payments of $100 million for 13 years. However, the court imposed a restriction preventing her from using the funds for additional cosmetic surgery. Despite her immense wealth, Jocelyn faced significant financial troubles in the years that followed. Lavish spending habits, failed business ventures, and lawsuits led her to declare bankruptcy in 2018, with debts reportedly exceeding millions. Personal relationships also suffered, with few able to look past her altered appearance and emotional scars. Today, Jocelyn lives a quieter life, but her story remains a cautionary tale about the devastating psychological and physical toll of unchecked cosmetic modification. Her transformation, driven by love and insecurity, ultimately became a tragedy of identity and loss. Linda Evangelista was one of the most celebrated supermodels of the 1990s, dominating the fashion world alongside icons like Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford. With her striking features and chameleon-like ability to transform, she became a favorite of top designers and photographers. Linda's bold statement, "I don't get out of bed for less than $10,000 a day," epitomized the era of supermodel glamour. Known as the Ice Queen for her commanding presence, she graced countless magazine covers and runways, cementing her place as a legend in the industry. However, in 2015, Linda's life took a devastating turn. Seeking to maintain her flawless figure, she underwent a fat-freezing procedure called CoolSculpting, a popular treatment marketed as a safe alternative to liposuction. Instead of reducing fat, Linda experienced a rare side effect known as paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, PAH, where the fat cells expanded and hardened instead of shrinking. Her body developed large, disfiguring lumps, drastically altering her once sleek appearance. The emotional impact was catastrophic. Linda, known for her beauty and confidence, fell into a deep depression. She became a recluse, avoiding public events and cameras for nearly 5 years. The media speculated on her disappearance, with tabloids spreading false rumors that she had gained weight or undergone failed surgeries. Overwhelmed by shame and self-loathing, Linda admitted to contemplating suicide, unable to face her reflection or the world's judgment. Determined to seek justice, Linda filed a $50 million lawsuit against the company behind CoolSculpting, alleging that the procedure had left her brutally disfigured and destroyed her career. The lawsuit brought renewed attention to the risks associated with cosmetic treatments, sparking public conversations about beauty standards and body image. In 2021, Linda took control of her narrative by giving a candid interview to People magazine, where she shared her story and posed for an unedited photoshoot. Her courage resonated with fans and peers, who praised her vulnerability and strength. Soon after, Linda made a triumphant return to the fashion world, signing a major campaign with Fendi. Once again, she walked the runway, embracing her scars and reclaiming her place as an icon. Linda Evangelista's journey is a powerful testament to resilience. By confronting her trauma and redefining her identity beyond physical beauty, she has inspired countless others to embrace their imperfections and prioritize self-acceptance. Bruce Jenner's rise to fame was the embodiment of the American dream. At the 1976 Montreal Olympics, Jenner became a national hero after winning the gold medal in the men's decathlon, setting a world record with 8,618 points. His athletic prowess and charismatic smile made him a symbol of strength and determination. Jenner quickly capitalized on his success, appearing on magazine covers, signing endorsements, and pursuing a career in television. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life, Bruce was battling a secret struggle that would remain hidden for decades. Since childhood, Jenner experienced profound gender dysphoria, feeling trapped in a body that did not reflect his true identity. Growing up in a society with rigid gender expectations, he repressed these feelings, believing that his athletic accomplishments might somehow compensate for the deep discomfort within. However, no amount of success could silence the emotional pain. Jenner's internal conflict led to periods of anxiety and depression, with few people aware of the turmoil he was enduring. By the 1980s, Jenner quietly began exploring gender identity in private, experimenting with hormone therapy and subtle physical changes. However, fear of public backlash and the impact on his family led him to pause his transition and continue presenting as male. The years that followed were marked by personal challenges, including failed marriages and strained relationships with his children. In 2015, Jenner finally made the courageous decision to publicly embrace her true self, transitioning to Caitlyn Jenner. She revealed her journey in an emotional interview with Diane Sawyer, which was watched by millions. Shortly after, Caitlyn debuted on the cover of Vanity Fair with the now iconic headline, "Call Me Caitlyn." The announcement was both celebrated and polarizing. While she became a beacon of visibility for the transgender community, she also faced criticism, including accusations of using her transition for publicity and of being out of touch with broader LGBTQ+ issues. The transition strained Caitlyn's relationships, particularly with her children Kendall and Kylie Jenner, who struggled to reconcile the changes in their once revered father figure. Her marriage to Kris Jenner ended in a bitter and highly publicized divorce, with tensions playing out in the media. Professionally, Caitlyn became an advocate for transgender rights, though her statements and political views sparked controversy within the LGBTQ+ community. Despite the challenges, Caitlyn persevered, finding purpose in sharing her story and supporting gender equality causes. Her journey is a testament to the courage required to live authentically, even in the face of intense public scrutiny. Through resilience and self-discovery, Caitlyn continues to inspire others to embrace their true selves.